Hello, these exafood we meet for a new video. Subscribe and like to support me. FC Barcelona is on the way to completing 3 departures. FC Barcelona intensifies its degreasing. 3 departures are also imminent. FC Barcelona is on all fronts. Camp Nou residents are working hard to provide a competitive team for Xavi. Ilkay Gundogan or Inigo Martinez have already signed. Vitor Roque too. But the Brazilian crack will not arrive until 2024. The Queules are still waiting for reinforcements for this summer. Oriol Romeu has a good chance of being next. A right side, who could be João Cancelo, will also be recruited by the Blaugranas. Players to leave before the summer tour, but the Spanish champions must manage an XXL degreasing in parallel. Selling players is imperative for the Catalans, who have financial worries. The idea is also that Xavi does not end up with too large a group on his hands. Following the departure of Samuel Umtiti, who terminated his contract, the Catalans are working on other departures. 3 elements should go away fairly quickly. The plan would be to part ways before departing for the US tour next week. Barca don't want to leave players training alone while the main group is gone. In any case, this is what Sport is saying this Friday. Alex Collado and Clement Lenglet will be the first to be sacrificed. The Frenchman is expected to return to Tottenham. Details are yet to be worked out, but Spurs are tough in business. This is the priority file of the Queules. More departures are expected. Barca also plans to have a new discussion with Franck Kessie. After Xavi, it is the leaders who will speak to the midfielder to tell him that they will say yes if an interesting offer arrives. Besides Saudi Arabia, Kessie has touches in Italy. After Inter Milan, it's Juventus' turn to position themselves. He is Massimiliano Allegri's priority target in the event of Paul Pogba's departure, according to Mundo Deportivo and AS. So these are the next 3 heads that should fall in Barcelona. But other elements will not be retained by Xavi, who has drawn up his blacklist. There is Eric Garcia, barred by competition. The arrival of Inigo Martinez does not help his affairs. Despite his presence during the summer tour, he is asked to leave. Batiste notably tested the waters. Same thing for Sergino Dest, Abd or Nico Gonzalez, for whom the club hopes to have offers. Xavi continues to clean house at Barca. UEFA finds Manchester United and FC Barcelona. Manchester United caught up by UEFA. This Friday, the UEFA reveals that the Mancunian club has been subject to sanctions by the Financial Control Authority of the clubs for having committed financial fair play violations over a period of 4 years, between 2009 and 2022. The Reds were fined £257,000 sterling by the governing body of European football for having presented results relative to the financial balance deficit to a minor extent. The Premier League resident is not the only European club to suffer the wrath of UEFA. Indeed, the list is long, and among the clubs concerned, it is FC Barcelona that is fined the highest, namely €500,000, for having recorded in the 2022 fiscal year profits resulting from the disposal of intangible assets that are not considered relevant income under the regulations. As a reminder, Manchester United incurred €47 million in related losses during the 2022 control period, in addition to €234 million in COVID-19 pandemic losses in 2019-20 and 2020-21. However, the club was unable to adjust this loss in its 2022 break-even calculation due to an unexpected change in the way UEFA handled COVID-19 losses during the transition to its revised regulatory framework. In the meantime, the club is trying to ensure that this sanction will not have an impact on its budget and on its ambitions at the beginning of this summer mercato. Barca, Eric Garcia pushed towards the exit? Will the arrival of Inigo Martinez, presented on Thursday at the site Sportive Joan Gamper, cause a stir within FC Barcelona before the end of the summer mercato? In addition to the Basque, the Catalan club now has 5 central defenders in its squad. Known to favor a small squad, the coach of FC Barcelona will have to make choices, and it is Eric Garcia who could pay the price, as reported by Sport this Friday. Among the 5 defensemen previously mentioned, the former Manchester City player is the one who played the least minutes under the command of the Spanish coach last season, 1 for 14. Unlike Jules Kounde, Andreas Christensen and Ronald Araujo played 2,428, 1,764 and 1,804 minutes each. In addition, the 22-year-old defender is likely to suffer in the future from the rise of young Chadi Riyad. The Moroccan, recently crowned African under-23 champion with the Atlas Lions, appears in the 43-year-old technician's little papers for the upcoming season and could surpass Eric Garcia in the hierarchy. The 20-year-old has already appeared with the first team on the occasion of the victory against Osasuna in November 2022. However, the Spanish media added that the Catalans will not make any final decision until Íñigo Martínez has fully recovered from his heel injury that severely handicapped him last season. Business to follow. Barca, Abd-Ez gives up his vacation for Xavi. Abd-Ez wants to score points. Loaned last season to Osasuna, the Moroccan is back at Barca this summer after a very successful close. Meanwhile, during the month of July, the Moroccan international competed in the CAN U23 with Morocco. Captain of his team, he finished top scorer in a competition he won against Egypt. But with a delayed end of the season, Abd-Ez was entitled to an extended vacation. But according to the information of Mundo Deportivo, the Moroccan winger does not intend to miss the preseason with the Barca while he was authorized to do so. He gave up 2 weeks of vacation to go back directly with the club and convince Xavi to trust him. He will therefore participate in the internship in the United States from Monday. A great initiative that should please Xavi, who explained how to decide his players' fate after the preseason. Real Madrid prepares an €840 million contract for Kylian Mbappé. The future of Kylian Mbappé ignites the football planet. His upcoming return to the capital should make it possible to learn more about the sequence of events. But Real Madrid is ready to draw with a mind-blowing contract, according to the Iberian press. On this National Day, France is honored on the other side of the Pyrenees. As always, Kylian Mbappé is spilling ink in Spain, where his every move is scrutinized. It must be said that since the captain of the Blues announced on June 12 by means of a letter that he would not extend his contract beyond 2024, rumors have been rife about him. What is certain today is that PSG wants him to make a decision very quickly, extend or stay. His return, a priori next week, will be an opportunity to learn more about the subject. Because Defensa Central explains that Nasser Al-Khelaifi will meet the 24-year-old player. Still very angry, the Parisian president wants to know more about KM7's position and above all to know his decision. It is obviously always the same, namely not to extend its lease beyond 2024. What the PSG refuses. All this is the business of Real Madrid, which plays the clock and does not rush, according to Marca. Madrid have planned an XXL contract. Despite this, the Madrid team is preparing for the possibility of recruiting the tricolor international. Moreover, DC revealed this Friday that the Merengues had already reserved Kylian Mbappe's jersey number in case of signing. Thus, he will inherit the 9, left free since the departure of Karim Benzema. The 7 is already the property of Vinicius Jr. In addition to his future tunic, the residents of Real Madrid have already started to work on the contract of the 2018 world champion, according to Defensa Central. And the numbers are enough to make you dizzy. According to the media specializing in Madrid club news, a 6-year lease awaits him in Madrid. His salary will be €30 million if we rely on information from DC. It is much less than in Paris. But to this must be added €20 million in transfer bonuses per season. Regarding advertising revenue, DC estimates that it will receive an average of €90 million per season. If we add up all the figures put forward, this gives a contract of around €840 million. This would make him the player who earns the most money thanks to his club, ahead of CR7 and his golden salary at Al Nassr. The advertising revenue generated by Real Madrid, whose brand is powerful, makes the difference. Thank you for watching the video. See you tomorrow.